Hi, I'm Jim Gary and welcome to Patilla Workshop. If you've been following my channel, you may know that my daily driver has been a Tesla Model 3 that I purchased in 2019. I also have a Tacoma pickup truck I purchased new in 2013, mostly to support my research cave diving, hauling students, hauling dive equipment, and a boat. Since I retired, I only use the Tacoma once in a while, usually when getting gravel, cement, topsoil, or lumber. Well, back in 2019, the Cybertruck was introduced by Tesla, and the version I wanted was supposed to be around $45,000. But when they finally started selling them in 2024, they cost $80,000 and up. So I held off, waiting for the price to come down a bit. Well, in February 2026, Tesla announced a lower trim Cybertruck model at $59,000, which, when corrected for inflation, is near what they originally said at the introduction in 2019. This model was missing a few things. It retains the all-wheel drive with two motors and retains the electric tonneau cover, but it has steel instead of alloy wheels, it has coil-over suspension instead of air suspension, and it lacks the underbed storage compartment, it lacks a second screen for those sitting in the rear seat, and has fabric instead of pleather seats. And there's a few other differences, but plenty of videos about that out on YouTube. So I ordered the $59,000 Cybertruck on February 22nd, 2026, and a good thing, as they raised the price to $69,000 after 10 days. Officially, it's called the base all-wheel drive Cybertruck. I received the truck on July 25th and immediately sold my Tacoma and will sell my Model 3 in the coming weeks, so the Cybertruck will be used for the functions of both of my vehicles. In today's video, I show off the Cybertruck and how I added some accessories to make the truck more usable. And as always, I welcome any comments or suggestions you may have. If you found this video interesting, there are links to my other videos in the description below. So please like and subscribe. Now let's get on with that video. So here's my new Cybertruck. This is the base all-wheel drive model. I ordered it February 22nd and I got it about a week ago, which would have been July 25th, I think. Anyway, it's pretty much like all the other ones, but it's got a few things different. Just take a walk around. It's got a frunk up here, and there's a button here that sometimes works. Still not totally sure about it. There it goes. So there's a button pops up. I got stuff stored in here already. Naturally. Go around the side. It all looks pretty good. Now when you get to the back, there's some buttons here on the back left side of the tail, near the tailgate. This one opens the tailgate, just pops it open, and as you can see, I've already been hauling stuff. That was gravel. And you can also run the open the back. So here's all the stuff I've got to add to it, because they left a lot of things off to make this truck cheaper, substantially cheaper. And one of the things missing were the L-tracks along each side. The holes are all there, and you can buy the L-tracks. They're in this box. And also the more expensive ones have a lift-up panel here that gets into an area below, which I don't have. I got floor mats, and I got a cargo divider that'll go across here once I put the L-tracks in, so I can just keep some cargo up here without it sliding all the way to the back. One of the problems with this truck is that because the sides are sloped, when you get up to the back of the bed, you can't really reach down into it. And that's kind of a negative about this shape of this vehicle. The other things I've got here I actually ordered from Tesla because they have to fit. And one of them is the L-tracks. And the L-tracks came on the premium, but for some reason, even though they're not that expensive, I guess they were just trying to nickel and dime those of us that were buying the cheaper frame. But you can buy these, actually anybody, because lots of trucks use the L brackets. You can buy them outside of Tesla, but then you're going to have to trim them to fit. So I just ordered them direct. $250 from Tesla. And what I'm curious about is whether it came with the nuts and bolts. Because if it didn't, I'm going to have to... Oh, it did. So there's the bolts. So it came with those. And here's the other L bracket. The only thing I've read is to make sure you don't let it lay all the way down in that ledge right there, but to lift it up a little bit. So it turns out there's a left one and a right one. They're not interchangeable. And they only go one way front to back. So you've got to make sure this bolt hole lines up with this bolt hole here. And I'm just going to set it in there. Put a couple bolts in lightly at each end. I'm going to go ahead and crawl back there. Oh, here's a bug. Looks like a June bug. Off you go, June bug. Okay. Let's see. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. Here's a blank. It's a little warm out here. It rained all morning, so it's not real hot. It's just really humid. You know, I don't want to strip it. I don't know what kind of metal that's going into. I'm assuming it's steel. So I've got it pulled up as far as it'll go, so I just want to turn it. Okay, that side's done. To go with the L-Track, I bought a number of fasteners because all you get with the base Cybertruck is you get these pull-out rings, which are nice. There's 4 of them, 1 on each corner. But these, everywhere you see one of these plastic pieces, there's a place you can undo the bolt that's in there and you can put in a different kind of holder. And notice there's nothing at the top. So I bought a few things. I bought a cleat. I think I bought 2 of these cleats. These were like 20 bucks a piece or something. Amazon, no big deal. I just want to make sure they fit before I put the other side in. Would have preferred one that you didn't have to use a screw. So you put it in there. Yes, you just have to make sure that's loose so it can go in that hole. And then you slide it over. Then I think you just tighten it down. Yep, that's it. So I wanted to find one that there was just a thumb switch or something you could pull so you could slide it anywhere you want, but I couldn't find one. But I'll keep my eyes out for something like that. I also bought some D-rings. Again, these are from Amazon. And these are the ones that fit in the bed itself. So they would go down here in place of this. So let's bring the camera over. This sits over there. You pull it out. And you have to undo that bolt and set this in its place. And this acts just like this one here, only it's a little bigger. And I'm not going to put these in until I decide where I want them. But as you can see, there's one of these plastic caps. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 of them along 1, 2, 3 along 4 different parts of the bed, so they can go pretty much anywhere. But I'm going to hold off on installing them until I need them. I'll keep them in the front. I also bought this strap fixer. So these fit in the L bracket, and these use a thumb screw, so those are nice. So I want to put one midway back and one pretty much all the way back on either side. That's why I got 4 of these. Hop up there and do that. Don't need any tools. Okay, and I want it to be about halfway, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'll put it at about 24 from the front. And they don't have to be exact, it doesn't really matter if you're just running a rope around. By the way, I'll be doing a lot less of tying loads in here than I did with my Tacoma, because this does have the power tonneau cover, so for a lot of things, all I'll be doing is throwing the stuff in there and then shutting the tonneau cover, not worrying about it. Okay, so there's that one. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side off camera. So now I've got both sides of the L-Track in. They're all set up. And I was just checking if I had to tie something down without actually getting in the truck. I can reach this one, and I can reach this one. And this one I can reach, but a shorter person would have a hard time. I'm standing on my tippy toes, but I could easily thread a rope through there if I needed to. Cargo divider is the last thing I ordered so far. It is heavy duty. For 350 bucks it better be. My big concern is how easy it's going to be to move, because if you're getting a bunch of plywood, you might not want to have a cargo divider in there. You might want to just have it the bed flat. Here's some instructions. There's supposed to be 2 spacers and 2 screws in here somewhere. Oh, I see. The spacers are on there already. So this goes this way. I think it's ambidextrous, so I don't think it matters which way it goes. And I'm going to want it positioned somewhere around here I just want to have it so if I put groceries or something here, they won't be rolling all over the truck. And so I think the rubber feet just stay there. They don't do anything except friction. And then you line this up to a pair of holes and shut it. It locks in. It's that easy. Wow, that is really nice. Okay, so that's good. No rattles, no muss, no fuss. So we're done. If you're not familiar with Cybertrucks, you may not know that in here you have two 110 outlets and a 220 outlet. So that's really handy. You can actually charge another Tesla if you have the charging adapter. So finally there's a way to get charged if you run out of charge without having it towed. Just call somebody with a Cybertruck. So let's close this down. Close the vault. Close the tailgate. And we're done. One really nice feature of the Cybertruck is all the space you've got inside. I mean, it feels comfortable, but there's room. It's easy to clean. I just had to vacuum because we've been transporting our son's dog around. Kind of a lab mix, and he sheds like crazy. So this is the front seats, the driver's seat. And then you go to the back. To open these doors, you just push this button. They pop open. You grab them. And what I really like about the back here is that you pull on this ring and the seats fold down like that. But if we're transporting dogs, I just pull on the ring and fold the seats up. So I got them both folded up now, and you can just see all the room I've got in there. It's maybe a little hard to see because it's black. But now the dogs can just pop right in there and they're not on the seats. But I tell you, that carpet that is in these things just absorbs fur. I just spent 15 minutes vacuuming out as much of the hair in there as I could. I mean, the carpet looked beige instead of black. There was so much dog hair. So the floor mats I bought were $189 on Amazon, and these are 3W Autolife, specifically for the Cybertruck, of course. And let's get them out. Let's see what we got. That's a front floor mat here. So that's the driver's side, I think. So there it is. So this fits in the notches in the back, and that goes right along the front. These back doors open so wide, it's really easy to get stuff in and out. So there's these two bump outs here that the seats hinge on. I don't say they fit too well around there, but I don't think that matters so much. Yeah, so they don't fit perfectly around those pieces that stick up, but it's good enough. And let's put the seat down and see how it looks. Oh yeah, that's nice. So hopefully that'll take care of a lot of the dog hair issues I've been having. So I've got the seat all the way back. They're really sticky. And they stick to that carpet really well, so they're not going to be moving around. Let's see if I can get a better fit here. Yep. Oh, that fits really nice. It fits right up against the stanchion. I like that. So that's going to be, again, a lot easier to keep clean. So I'm going to shove the seat all the way back. Get a little bit easier. I've got grocery bags, reusable grocery bags under there. So let me get this up inside. There it goes. Take the bags out. Oh. Yeah, I'd say that fits perfectly. That's really nice. So those are pretty good fitting mats, except for the back mat. Didn't quite fit perfectly, but it's nothing I care about. It's not noticeable. Another thing I bought that didn't come with this cheaper version of the Cybertruck is a tray for the top of the center console. So I bought this one. This is by Spigen. I think it was 40 bucks, somewhere around there on Amazon. It's kind of in there already. So here it is. And the nice thing about it's got a place for the cable to come out if you're using a cable for charging or other things. And it's got a little rubber flap so it stays in. It won't just disappear. And they have other kinds of these console trays, some that are double layered. But I keep a box of tissues in mine, and so I didn't want the double layer one because it probably wouldn't fit. So this just plops right in. It actually fits better than the one I had in my Model 3. So I've got a few extra pairs of sunglasses here. My gym earphones. Got a Leatherman I keep in there. So that'll be good. I don't have the box for it anymore, but this is really nice. This is a pad that goes over the top, and it just slips over it, and it's got little flaps on either side. You could stick sunglasses in or something, and I really like this. Just slips right on. You got those nice flaps there, and feels comfortable. It's easy to wipe off, and it's already got a place to put the phone. And this is supposed to be a charging dock, 2 charging docks, but since I have my phone in a case, that doesn't work, but it's still a fantastic place to put my phone. Again, the Tesla Model 3 I had just didn't have a place to put the phone. So I actually bought a special aftermarket tray that fit underneath here, but I figured when I saw this that I wouldn't need that. So I was trying to buy just the things I really need, not just stuff just for the sake of, oh, I got a new truck, let me buy everything for it. So I was careful to buy stuff that I thought I would actually use, and then I'll drive it for a while, and then I can decide if there's any other things I need. There's a bottom tray down here. I've got an umbrella in it, but you can actually put a drink in there or a thermos or something. But then there's this weirdly shaped area that I suppose you could put stuff in, but it probably wouldn't stay there. Anyway, this company called Tree came up with little things that fit in here. So here's the box. Let's get her open. There's 2 of them in there. I don't think there's much to installing them. Looks like there's a little piece of plastic there. Here's one of the doors. There's a rubber mat that fits in the bottom of it. Here's the other door. It said there's a protective piece of paper to put in there, and I couldn't find one. They said to put the paper here, so I got a scrap of paper. There it goes. That's it. Pops open. So I like that. This little thing, it says it's part C, but it never mentions what it's for. I'll keep it just in case I ever figure it out. So I'll go do the other one off camera. Oh, and it's got the silicone rubber mat that sits in the bottom so stuff doesn't rattle around in there, which is a good thing. So this is the last time you'll see the Cybertruck, my Cybertruck in stainless steel. It's going in to get wrapped. Tomorrow, actually. And they're going to keep it for a few days. Shut in the front. And I can show you that. If we go in the driver's seat. All those mats are nice. And there you can see on my screen, I've already been able to change the screen color of my Cybertruck to yellow. So that's what it's going to look like. And why did I pick yellow? Well, I thought that the stainless steel one looked kind of aggressive. Maybe a little, I don't know, just pushy. And so I was thinking, well, if it was in a color, it might be lighter. And then I was thinking, well, a nice yellow would be non-threatening, because I don't want people to look at my truck and think it's threatening looking. And I think the stainless ones, the black ones, have that aspect to them. So mine's going to be a nice, friendly yellow. I found this to be an astoundingly nice vehicle. Once you get inside, you completely lose the feeling the exterior may give you, and instead you're simply in a roomy, quiet, very smooth vehicle. It is far more quiet and smooth to drive than my Model 3 is, and with the rear wheel steering, it is incredibly maneuverable. Full self-drive is implemented extremely well, and it not only drives itself, but it parks itself too, something my Model 3 didn't do. And I'll likely do a driving video in the next few weeks, but there are plenty of videos about that out on YouTube as well. I will still have my regular motorhome video out this Friday. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Similar videos of mine are linked in the description below. Bye.